Let's pull this up. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Let's see how to get this. I'm loving it. Uh, all right. Let's see who is here. Hello, everybody. DC, hey Diva, what's going on? How are you doing? How are you doing, girlfriend? Long time not see. How are you doing? Diva is in the building, y'all. How are you? I know I haven't talked to you in a long time, but you're good. That's great. Awesome. Awesome. Are you going to be chilling with me tonight? You going to be chilling with me for a while? Diva is in the building, y'all. Hopefully, you're going to be chilling with me for a while. That'd be nice. Let me just share this out. I'm going to have a conversation with y'all. But first, let me just share this out, okay? Oh, you're still at work. Okay, all right. I hear ya. But thank you for popping by. I'm just sharing out this live because I want to have a conversation with, with a couple of my peoples. Hopefully everybody's not at work and they can join in, and have a talk with me. That's what I hope. Anyone else that's here, please say hello. We're gonna have a conversation, just sharing out this link, and then we can really talk about this. How about that? Okay, let's share it then. Share with a few people. Don't be a cloud. Don't be a cloud watcher, y'all. That's funny. I know, right? If you're here, just say hello. Don't be shy. There's nothing to be shy about. Just quickly say hello. Nothing to be shy about. Not like I bite. So as Diva said, don't be a cloud watcher. You can say hello. I'm just sharing out the link, y'all. That's all I'm doing, sharing it out so we all can have a short conversation, y'all. And if you're here and you want to come up on screen and we have a conversation, because you see what we're talking about, you can come up on screen and just talk with me, We're just going to have conversation that we usually do. I know, yeah, where's DOD? Send it to him. My brother from another mother. It'd be nice to have DOD on screen, y'all. That's my boy. That's my boy DOD, y'all. But it's good to have you, Diva. How has everything been treating you before we get into this topic? How everything been treating you? Let me send. I'm just still sending this out, man. I need to. Well, you guys still on? You guys still on shutdown? Wow, you guys are still there. I didn't know you guys were still on. You know. But I hope away from that, everybody's doing fine. Oh, we're not okay. Same here. We just got. I think we just opened last week or something like that. So. I think we just opened last week, so I think things are much better now. So all right, so let me put my phone down. I'm trying to get some of my peoples. Let me see if Jeffrey is around. If I can get Jeffrey on. And my boy JC. It'd be nice. I'm just waiting to make sure that, I just want to have some people up. I don't know. People probably still at work. Maybe I should have done this a little bit later. But a couple of weeks. Okay. Oh, officially a couple of weeks. All right. Oh, let me send this for. Hopefully, this is great timing. I'm not sure because listen, I haven't done live in a long time. I haven't done live in a little bit, so I don't know if everybody's at work, everybody's at home, who is working at home, who is at the office. I don't know. So this is a gamble for me here. This is a gamble. Hopefully, I can find, some people to have the conversation with. But we're gonna talk, and one of the things is exactly what it says. We're gonna talk about. I picked up this. I picked up this on, I think, on Facebook. One of my colleagues or friends posted it, and I have my thoughts on this, and and you guys know as usual, whatever I say is not gospel. It's just my humble opinion. So, discretion is advised. All right. So let's see here. The top, I want to know, and let me see who is here. I think Diva is still here. Oh, Diva is at work actually, so I don't even know. She's probably gonna pull out just now, actually. But I wanted to know what you guys think about, people who are single, and do you think they are qualified to give advice to married individuals or married couples? Because married is more than one, so more than likely is to a couple, or you can, yeah, I mean, you can give advice to one of, that couple. So I guess yes. So do you think that single people are qualified to give advice to married couples or married individuals? I'm trying to be as grammatically correct as I can, because you don't all, sometimes you're giving advice and it doesn't have to be to both individuals, could be just to one individual, even though they are married, right? So I wanted to know what you guys think. Like I said, I'm waiting for some people to hop on here. Like a lot of people is probably still at work. So I'm hoping that's not the case. Diva said, not unless they have been married before, in my opinion. Just expound on that. Give me some more details there, Diva. I get not unless they have been married before, in your opinion. So you're saying basically for a single person should not be giving advice to someone because they don't know what being married is like. That's what you're basically saying, right? So I want to make sure I get that. Someone is texting me, so let me make sure. I think they're probably trying to get onto this topic. But yeah, but Diva said not unless they have okay, so yes, that's it. Okay, I gather that. I gather that. And anyone else is here, you're free to share. Just share whatever you're saying, and I will bring it up on screen for sure. All right. So don't be afraid. Let me so Diva said not unless they have been married before, in her opinion. So that's one. That's one. Uh, anyone else is here? If you're here, don't be afraid to share, please, your opinion. I will tell you what I think just now. For sure, I'll give you my opinion. Right? But I like to have conversations, you know what I'm saying? And, a lot of times when I have these topics in the past, I will just bring it to you guys and we will, talk about it, we'll dialogue about it. And this is basically the same thing. All right. So please share. Please share. Diva is in the building. If you're in the building, let me know so I can greet you. You understand? Don't be afraid. Oh, I think I saw another message somewhere. Who did I saw just now? Oh, Miss Maxwell says she's excited to hear this conversation. So don't just be excited to hear. Share your opinion for sure. And together we can dialogue for sure. Together we can dialogue. And if anyone is here that's want to come up on screen, just let me know. I will send you the link. Send me your email, and I can bring you up on screen and we can talk about this together. This is always an option, okay? So don't be shy. Don't be shy at all. Do not be shy. But I really want to talk about this. I'm trying to get I don't know who is at work, but I'm trying to get some people in the building. I send off the link to a couple of my colleagues who actually are still at work, right? But even Diva is at work. Diva is at work and she decided to come on screen right now. So Interesting. My boy is at work. It's an interesting topic, but he's at work too. So he's at work. Everybody's at work. But I'm gonna tell you guys what I think. Like I think this might be harsh words, you know what I'm saying? But I think single people. I said this before. I think on my Facebook. I think I think single people should stay in their lane. You know. I think I equate this to someone who is like a poor person trying to tell you about finance. That's what I equate it to. Or I think married, if you're married, it's better. If you need advice, it's better you go to married people that probably married counsel, married people who you look up to, and especially in the Christian community. You know, look, go to those people for advice. Like I think stepping out and going to a single person for advice, who is probably even themselves struggling to even hold a relationship down, uh, it's you're looking for trouble. It, can you find this one person who is single that might give you good advice? Yes, but I'm talking about the masses. When I'm having a conversation, I'm not really talking about, you know, I'm always talking about the masses. You understand? So I don't think, like, even, and for people who will bring the Bible into the conversation, like they said, iron sharpen iron. And why would you want to go? Like, let's say you're a bishop. Why would you want to go to a single person, someone who is below you or beneath you, really, for advice? Right? Why not find somebody who, you know, who is married and have some exemplary, you know, lifestyle in that regard to talk to or look for advice to? That's what I say. You understand? If you just kill someone, would you go to another killer for advice? Like, no. That's what I mean by those things. So, you know what I mean? And I know a lot of people, when I say stuff like these, people get kind of offended and people get into their feelings. But that's just my viewpoint. Like, you understand? And that's why in this world today, you have a lot of people who are not qualified to do certain things, but, you know, they feel the need to be out there giving advice about, you know, not just relationship, about almost anything. You understand? Today I use it's like someone who can't drive, but they want to give you advice about driving. You already can't drive. What am I gonna learn from you? And I'm not talking about the surface stuff. Like obviously, if I'm driving and I run a red light and you never driven before, it doesn't take a genius to say, hey, don't run a red light. That's not the type of advice I'm talking about. You understand? I'm talking about actual learning to drive. If you have never driven before, you understand? Are you not a driver? How are you going to teach me to drive? Type of thing. And that's how I see these type of things. You know what I mean? I'm always, so when I hear certain things, you know, it's crazy to me. And like, if I'm married, why would I want to go to a single person for advice? Why would I want to go to someone who is themselves struggling to probably hold on a relationship or still dealing with their, you know, their nicks and knacks, and you know, understand, why would I want to do that? So that's how I see these things, right? And that's my viewpoint really on these things. I'm not gonna go to a limb and say, oh, there is not a single person on the planet who's probably gonna be able to give you advice. I'm not gonna, and that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying, you know, more than likely, like you say in your lane. So if you're a bishop and you need advice, you go to fellow bishops. You understand? If I'm a basketball player and I need advice about basketball, I'm not gonna go to someone who plays soccer. Do you understand? If I am a cricketer and I need advice about batting and stuff like that, I go to a coach that's equipped to deal with such. You understand? Why would I want to go to, someone who is not really equipped to deal with that and just gonna give me, and that's why a lot of times I think when we are struggling in certain areas, we go to certain people who is probably worse than they are, and they're gonna kind of tell you whatever they think, and then you walk away and you're actually worse than you were. So that's kind of my take on those type of things. Uh, Please text. I'm live. Yeah. So that's kind of my drift, and I can get into more things, but I want to hear other people's opinion on these things, and we can actually debate and have a conversation, kind of go back and forth, dialogue, so to speak. But yeah, but that's kind of where I stand on those things. You know what I'm saying? Like I always equate. Like a lot of people could like, a lot of people would say certain things, and they were quick to bring Bible verses and stuff like that. Even the Bible said, "Don't be unequally yoked," and unequally yoked not just mean relationships only, because a lot of times we can just think on the surface, right? But it's like, why would you want to go to a single person for advice when you have the option of going to a married person who is probably would have gone through some of the same nicks and knacks that you're going through and who have overcome that, versus someone who is single, who has never been married before, don't know nothing much about what you're going through, you know, for their what are they giving? Their professional opinion, which is not professional. What are they giving? What are they giving you? Just an opinion for you to run with, right? So that's how I see those things. Like I say, if you're here, man, I know we don't have a lot of people in the building right now, but hey, um, don't be afraid to talk. Yeah. So let me. In the meantime, while let me share up. I want to share this to some of my peoples. Let's bring up what Miss Daly is saying here. I think with any issue that arises, you need to go to parties that specialize in that area. Everyone can throw around their opinions, but that opinion, married or not, could be based on their own. I hear that. I hear that. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying that you go to people with that are qualified, right? And more times than not, people who are qualified to deal with married issues are married people, married counselors. You understand? Who that's really I always say if I'm going through something, I want to talk to someone who has gone through some either that thing or similar. You understand? And I don't, and as much as I don't care how educated the single person is. And thank you very much, Miss Daly, for your input. I don't care how much qualified that so-called individual is, well, not qualified, but educated that person may think that they are, and I don't care what school you went to. That doesn't mean you're qualified to. If you have never been through certain things, why would you? I would not think, in my opinion, that you're qualified to deal with my issue, right? If and I always like to equate stuff to stuff that I know, like sports and stuff like that. Like if you have never played soccer and never studied soccer and stuff like that, I don't think you're equipped to deal with my soccer issues, whether it's cricket, in basketball. You can understand, if I want to learn certain things from a basketball standpoint, I go to someone who is qualified to do such. You understand? Imagine I'm having a basketball problem, right? Something about strategy and stuff like that. And then I'm gonna go to someone, I'm gonna go to a carpenter to ask that carpenter who knows nothing about basketball, what strategy should I use in this particular area or to win this game? It doesn't make sense, right? And that's how I see those things. So that's why I say at first, I said, single people should stay in their lane, right? And let married people deal with married people things. You see me? That's what I think. Based on their own. Okay, I get you, Miss Dale. Yeah, based on their own trauma. I don't know why. I want. I see. I saw that last minute late for some. That last message late. I'm using two screens, so maybe that's why. I'm using a StreamYard screen and then YouTube screen itself. So, but thank you very much for your 2 cents, Miss Daly. You're always. I'm sure you're probably still there typing away. So don't be afraid to share. Miss Daly in the building, Canadian. And Diva, where you from again? New York? Is it New York, Diva? I haven't done YouTube, so I forget where everybody's from. Is it New York? Is it New York or New Jersey? Actually, New Jersey, I think. Is it New Jersey you're from, Diva? Hopefully, I'm correct. Hopefully. So yes, we are having the conversation that we are having here. I'm from DC, but I'm in California. All right, cool. Hopefully, I remember that for the future because I'm sure you have told me this on numerous occasions. But as usual, I forget. I forget. So yes, we're talking about. Do you think single people are qualified to give uh, relationship advice to married couples or married people, married individuals? Do you think that they are qualified? So, and I'm open, listen, I'm open to this discussion. So, yes, I have my point of view. One of the things that I've always done when I'm having these conversations with you all know that I'm always open to hear what you're saying. And, I would listen and I would, try to be as, as neutral as possible, right? So, it's like I said, I saw this topic on Facebook and I decided to share it with you guys. Since I have not done YouTube Live in a while, I'm like, hey, why not bring this topic to my peoples? And I know a lot of people is at work and they will get they will get they will get they will get the memo sooner or later. All right. Okay. Miss Maxwell here. Let's see what she said. It almost makes me wonder if a single individual have no idea what marriage is or what is necessary to make a great marriage. That could be yes or no to me because there's a lot of why are you single in the first place, right? There's a lot of single people who obviously they don't know what it takes to make, because there's people who has been single and they have been married before and now single. So to answer your question, those same person, I would say no, they don't know what it takes to make a great marriage, hence that they are single. Depends on what happened in that particular relationship, right? A lot of people say, for some reason, a lot of people say they know what it takes to make a great marriage. And you might be able to say some stuff off the bat, what it takes to make marriage great, you understand? But have you walked that road? You understand? So you may have a couple ideas of what it takes to be marriage great. Sure. You understand? But do you really, really know, when the rubber meets the road, what it really takes to to have a successful marriage? That's something that you can answer. Let's see. Apparently, others disagree with us as continues to blow up, surpassing. Oh, surpass. Oh, wow. Oh, ooh. Hmm. Let's see what Miss Daly is saying here. It is that only when I'm married I understand what is necessary to have a success, to have a sound relationship. Oh, is it? This is a question. Is it that only when I'm married I understand what it's necessary to have a sound relationship? That's the question. Oh, thanks, Miss Lily. I got that. Yeah, I got that. This is a question that Maxwell is asking. Is it is it that only when I'm married I understand what is necessary to have sound relationship, sound marriage? What? Marriage is relationship? No. Marriage is relationship, but also you can there is so much different time, and this is not stuff that I even need to explain because I can be in a lot of people who are married are actually there are a lot of people who are married and are actually probably just in, and there are a lot of people who are also in a relationship who, you know what I mean, there are people who are in a relationship but they're not living together, but they're in a relationship, right? There are people, most people who are married, most, you know, are living together, probably under the same roof, most people. Let's see, before I go on, let me just see what Deaver is saying here. Well, is married is different than dating or living together? Someone asked me this question the other day too. Well, is marriage different than dating or living together? That's actually someone asked me that question the other day. So what's the difference between being married or living together and not married? Someone asked me those two questions. And I think what I had said is, well, marriage is a vow, so that may be a big difference there. But when you're living to things that couples do when they're just living together and versus when they're married, kind of almost basically the same thing. They're doing with the marriage. Obviously, there's you exchange vows, kind of till death do us parts type of thing. Someone asked me that the other day though. I think marriage just amplifies your response or true. Huh? I think marriage just amplifies your response or your true self. Hmm. The, no, the advice in and out of marriage is not. I would not agree with that. There are there are people who be give there. I've heard this before too. From even I've heard this before from individuals that they had say, you know, if someone is just in a relationship and certain things has happened, they'll be more quick to tell the person to leave versus than when the person is married because they are more this is a more under a covenant. So they will be very more careful than when they will not just jump and tell a married person to leave versus a person who's just in a just you know what we call those day-to-day relationship type of thing where a covenant is not involved, right? So I've heard that before. So it cannot be the same thing, right? And that's why I say, you see, and these are the things that's very important, right? Because you always want to go to people who is equipped to deal with these things. And like I said before, a lot of people are out here trying to give advice. A lot of people is out here trying to give advice to trying to give advice and they're not qualified to give advice. All right. Let me see what else I miss here. It is if you are humble enough to practically apply that knowledge. Sorry, I just want to make sure. She said, it is why I think your status shouldn't affect whether or not you can give advice or counsel to another person. Let's see what Miss Daly is saying here. I think even when speaking to married couples, keep in mind they are doing what is successful based on their marital dynamic. So, yes, you can listen and take the nuggets of wisdom, but I would suggest going to a professional. You know, one thing I learned as a leader, one thing I do learn, you understand, the worst thing you can do, right, is having advice from all different types of people. It brings confusion. Do you understand? That's why you will see in churches, a pastor won't want you to be visiting all the churches around the place, because once you start to get information from a bunch of different pastors, it brings confusion, right? So you will find a lot of times leaders will prefer their flock stay within their four walls most of the time, right? I do not add once you start, and I tell this to I'm a captain for a cricket club, and I always tell my guys, listen, if do not be taking instructions and opinions from everybody. It brings confusion because one person is going to be saying one thing, this other person is going to say another. You understand? Then your coach is going to be saying one thing, your captain is going to be saying another, and before you know it, you are confused. You are confused. I would really strongly say refrain from taking advice from Tom, Dick, and Harry, who just feel because they have their opinion and their thoughts need to be voiced. You understand? They feel it should share. It brings confusion. I'm telling you, it brings confusion. You understand? Imagine if you have, even if you have two cricket coach, you have two batting coach, right? One is telling you you should bat this way, keep it in the V. Another one to tell you, no, they don't like your stands and stuff like that. And before you know it, you're confused. You don't even know what to do. You don't. And that's why, imagine you're already going through a chaotic situation within your marriage. And then you have an advice coming from north, south, east, and west. You understand? And so my advice would be to really be careful. Really be careful. Maxwell says, statistically speaking, 65% of married couples get divorced. If that's the case, and your resolve is, I am only taking advice from married couple, you're basically taking advice. That I didn't say that. This is you're saying stuff to fit your narrative. Those 65% that are married is statistics saying that they're taking advice only from married counselors or married people. Is that your statistics saying that? Don't change stuff to suit your narrative, right? Because that's not what I'm saying. Because you don't know, maybe it could be a large percentage of that is probably taking advice from the wrong set of people, which includes single people, right? So I don't change stuff like that to fit your narrative. Hey Diva, thank you for hanging out, man. I know you're at work. I appreciate you just stopping by for sure. I appreciate it. Hey, who is in the building here? Underrated Darkness is in the building. Good evening to you. What's going on? What's going on, bro? What's popping? That can argue both ways. Do you know? You don't know either. It's like it takes two people to make a relationship successful. Well, it takes at least two people to make a relationship successful. Two self-aware individuals that are willing to first identify that it takes work and is willing to work on the relationship. I know. Okay. Continually. So I know she's still writing. So you can make a conclusion that you should only be taking. Let me see what I've missed here. Sorry, guys. I'm having texts in my chat also concerning this. La la la. Hmm. One thing I do know, man. Like I've seen a few things in my heyday. You know what I'm saying? Where even married people have been succumbed to opinions of their single friends and stuff like that, and single colleagues, man, and that really lead them astray. I mean, I can tell you, listen, tell you names, boss. We have to be very careful who we take advice from because some of them is not coming from good place, right? But how do you measure that? How do you measure that? And you understand? And the time if you open yourself to measure that before you know it, you're already confused. The safe way is always to listen. Stop taking advice from north, south, east, and west. Like you understand? There are some people there. I'm sure there are some single people who mean well. You understand? So I'm not saying every single person is doesn't mean well. You understand? But they're obviously giving advice based on what I think based on there is nothing like gathering a couple that it's like a Christian fall, right? What did the Bible say when a Christian fall, right? Is the person in the body with stronger faith should lift them up. Didn't send them outside to go look at get some unsafe person to to help them up. You understand? Even the Bible is encouraging that someone within the faith should be assisting, right? And I'm paraphrasing here, right? There's no way in the Bible say, oh, someone fall or go outside and go look for an unsafe person to help you out and stuff like that. You understand? Let me see. Not because a person who was once married and is now single disqualified a person from giving sound advice. I just caution one to really reevaluate the source and said of said advice. I hear you, Miss Daly. Let's see what I missed here. I was married. I'm single now, so I don't see myself giving advice to married people because I'm single. All right, I hear you. Underrated darkness, my boy. Underrated darkness. Where you from, man? Where around the globe you from? Let us know so I can give you a shout out. You know what I'm saying? I can give you a shout out. Um, so Miss Daly, yeah, and I'm going with Miss Daly here too. Like like it's very important that you know for me, man, avoid taking advice from every Tom, Dick, and Harry. I don't know if you guys know what that means. It's a local term that they use in the Caribbean. Everyone should know for themselves their capabilities. Another thing you guys can for those of you who are also into stuff like psychology, and I would not, I don't say I'm into psychology, but you understand when you're at a vulnerable point in your life, it's very important to know when you're at a vulnerable point in your life, you got to be careful even the more who you're taking advice from. You understand? You got to be careful the more who you're listening to. You understand? Because at the end of the day, your ass is going to be very confused. Going to be very, very confused. You understand? Very, very confused. When you started taking advice from, listen, man, when I remember when I listen, when I say stuff, cause I have personal experience to back it up, and I've also seen stuff from other friends. You know, I remember when I was very young cricketer. You understand? And I was so keen at being great, and I was so committed at being great. You understand? That as soon as someone start talking about any aspect of the game, I'm right there. You understand? I'm right there listening and running with all the information. And at one point, I was so confused. You understand? Because I remember at one point in my career, I was like even struggling to do certain things from a batting standpoint. But I was so, but at the same time, I really wanted to get better. But because I wanted to get better, I was taking information from everywhere. And that was the worst thing I ever did. I had to actually brainwash myself on all the information. You understand? And some of the information, if you listen to it, it sounds good, but does it fit you? Does it fit your situation? Someone can give you information, it sounds good, it sounds politically correct, but does it fit your situation? You understand? I can hear someone say, well, you should know what fits your situation. You're already in a bad state of mind. You understand? Hurt people can make very bad decisions when they are vulnerable. You understand? They can make very bad. You can run with some information because it sounds good, and that particular information, those particular information doesn't even fit your criteria, fit your situation. So you got to be very careful, very, very, very careful. And I actually got better when I brainwashed myself and stick to one coaching, one coach, and I listen to one coach, and that's how I overcome my hump. So I'm telling you. Long story short, I'm in agreement with your points, Prince. Oh, well, thank you very much, Miss Daly. Thank you very much. I agree you shouldn't take advice from just about anyone, no matter their marital status. You understand? Again, guys, you're married and you're having problems, you understand? Find a solid marital, someone who is a someone who is you can trust, someone who is not gonna take sides, someone who gonna really give you sound advice. You understand? This does not necessarily mean find a Christian couple, because if you're not a Christian, you're more likely probably not even going to be talking to a Christian. Because married thing is not just for Christians only. Right? There's a lot of marriage out there, and there's marriages out there that's working, right? And some of them does not believe have the same faith that we do. You understand? So when I hear marriages, yes, this marriage is a God given thing, but there are people who are getting married who doesn't necessarily, not part of our faith. You understand? And you and I know, what I'm talking about. Did I miss anything? I hope I didn't. If I miss anything, guys, don't be afraid to say, Prince, you missed my comment, okay? Uh, and another thing that I think is very important to note, because sometimes we got to be careful, like when we make certain public comments, right? Because let's say you are a single person and you may be capable of giving good advice. Like I said, there might be a small percentage of single people that may be capable of giving good advice. You make a public statement and you say, oh, I mean, I don't think that single people, I think single people should be giving married people advice, right? Now you open the door for people to, because obviously that whoever you're making that publicly, everybody's not going to be talking to you if you think you're capable of giving sound advice or whatever. Everybody's going through a rat, not going to be talking to you. You understand? But right now you give them that key to go and talk to any single person. You understand? Like I said, if someone is vulnerable and you make certain statement, they're gonna make irrational decisions. They're gonna make certain decisions because they're already broken already. You understand? And you make certain statement and they run with it. You understand? And that's why I'm saying you gotta be very careful. That's what I'm saying. Single people stay in your lane. You understand? And you know let married people go. If you like, and I always say this, like, imagine you're a pastor. Like, I think I made mention to this. I think I used bishop just now. You're a pastor. You're going through some struggles. Isn't that better for you to go talk to your colleague, one of your colleague that you think you trust, or someone you understand? It's better to talk to one of those, a pastor or a bishop, someone along that level or higher. You understand? Now you could bring your problems to one normal, some normal member. You understand that you're going through, and all of a sudden your issues find yourself on the road, and this is what I call on CNN. What should have been a confidential conversation now find itself on road. Everybody knows about it. You understand? Because you go and talk to the wrong person. And how did you find out you talked to the wrong person? It was when it's too late, when after you start to hear your business on the road. You understand? So why step down instead of stepping up? You understand? Why talk to someone that's beneath you when you can talk to someone on your level? You understand? And that's my thing. Okay. Same thing if you're a bishop. Like, it's like just stay within your lane. Like, you understand? If you're a politician, why you come and talk? You have certain things to talk about. You grab another politician, someone above you that you can really trust, and someone who's trustworthy to talk about certain things. I don't see why stepping backwards. You understand? Like if you're a bishop, when are you gonna have a conversation with a normal member and some struggles that you're going through? You understand? So you are a leader, or you're viewed as a leader, but you're going to want the sheep to have a certain discussion, so to deal with certain problems, and you are a leader. All of a sudden, you change the view how that sheep view you as a leader. Catch what I'm saying? So those are things you got to be very, very careful of. You understand? Everybody think they have, they should be giving advice out here. Everybody thinks so. Everybody's capable of giving advice. You understand? There's certain things if I'm dealing with, I'm not going to talk to anybody about it. Nah, boss. Mm-mm. Then again, my circle is so small, so. Well, 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 well. My circle is so small, so I myself is very careful with right on, Prince. With all things, wisdom shall be applied. Totally agreed, man. Totally agreed. You know, I think a lot of when you're vulnerable, man, the last thing you could be taking advice from north, south, east, and west. I tell you, man, just a bunch of confusion, y'all. Eventually, before you know it, you know. I've heard some stories of my heyday, But some people make some mistake just because they say, "Oh, this person is my friend. Oh, they always give me good advice." You understand? And that's the advice that really mess them up. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be the first to say, be careful. Be very careful. Let's see what I missed. Yeah, so that's my 2 cents on that. Let's say if you guys are here, don't be afraid to, shoot out whatever you gotta say. I'll bring up your comments on screen and we can always talk about it. We can always talk about it. Uh let's see what else I miss here. Yes, man. If you just stepped in, we are talking about, do you think single people are qualified to give married people or married couples advice on relationships? That's what we are. That's the conversation we are having. So if you just joined the Prince Network, this is the topic that we are having right now. Okay, so don't be afraid to state your 2 cents or your opinion, as we say here in Canada. 2 cents is basically a Caribbean term, but it means your opinion, right? So don't be afraid to share. All right. So again, topic here is: do you think that single people are qualified to give married people advice? All right, or married people or married couples advice, however you want to put it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. So that's what we are having here. I'm gonna be here for not much longer, but hey, while I'm here, we can have this conversation. All right. I'm trying. Your boy is trying to do some more lives, in the not too distant future, and hopefully, I'll be able to do so. But again, we are talking about: do you think single people is qualified to give married people advice? This is a topic I would have loved to get. There's actually a pastor that follows my channel. A pastor that follows my channel, but maybe I'll probably just share it on Facebook after, um, and for him to give his opinion also. He's a pastor and he's married, so he's been following my social media for quite some time. So he knows sometimes the kind of stuff that I post and how I like to what I mean bring certain things to light. I like to challenge people. You know what I'm saying? I like to light some fire. What do you say? Pour some gas on the wood. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they can be controversial, but You guys know your boy by now. So I mean, if you have an opinion, please share. Do you think that single people is qualified to give married people advice or married individuals advice? All right. Don't be afraid to share. Cool. Don't be afraid to share. Today I'm promoting athletics. One of my friends who does a lot of exercise. She's a female, actually. A lot of training. And so if you guys wanna get in shape and all that stuff, this is a little advertisement going on right here, right now. If you guys want to get in shape and stuff like that, I have a very good friend in Toronto area or the GTA area who does workouts and all that good stuff. So if you want to get in shape, for the summer or for the future, what I'm saying, not just for the summer. If you want to stay healthy, what I'm saying, just you can just send me a message, and I will contact you guys. She's really good, looking great. She's looking really great. So she's not only telling you something she's not doing herself. So hey, reach out to me and I will get you, what I mean, connected to athletics. Was it Nathlete? All right. Her name is Natalie, but I think her company is Nathlete. Hopefully I get that right. Okay. If you guys want to be connected, you guys send me a message. You guys know how to reach me, man. I'm everywhere. I'm almost on every social media platform, and you guys know how to get hold of me. Let's see what Diva say. Let's see. Let's bring up Diva's. I don't ask my single friends for relationship advice. I am selective on which married ones I consider it from. That's very wise. That's very wise. So Diva is saying I don't ask my single friends for relationship advice. I am selective on which married ones I consider it from. All right. So there you go. That's Diva all the way. California? You said California? Hopefully I get that right. I always ask Diva where she's from. Yeah. That's noted. That's noted, Diva. That's very wise of you for sure. Got to be very selective. You got to be wise, man. You don't want your all. Yeah, Kali. Yes, for sure. See, I'm getting it right. I'm remembering now. Look at that. All right. So if you have your final comments, please leave it. I have another appointment I need to. Well, I have some calls I need to return. I missed about 15 of them so far since I'm here, and I've just been on here for like just over an hour. So if you have your final comments, please drop them now, and we can close out with those particular comments. Uh, Away from that, I want to also thank everyone for their input. Miss Daly, Diva, Miss Maxwell. Let's see who else I missed. Let's see who else I missed that was here. Underrated Darkness was in the building, you know, and everyone else who was shy to say hello. We thank you for dropping by for sure. All right, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Your boy is out of here, seeing we don't have any more comments. And hopefully, I can do another live coming soon. If you guys want to continue this, you guys, hey, just leave a comment down below, and we can even have another conversation, a part two on this for sure. I'll make sure the comments are open, and we can go from there. All right. Again, thank you guys very much, man. The Prince Network obviously appreciates you. All right. Have a wonderful evening. If it's evening, wherever part around the world you are, if you are somewhere and it's morning, have a wonderful morning. But as we normally say on the Prince Network, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, y'all. Have a wonderful. Let's see. Oh, before I go, someone just dropped a message there. Some people just look out the road. Pure hell behind closed doors. Stop this. Stop this. Have a wonderful evening. And as I said, as we normally say here on the Prince Network, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for your input, for sharing your 2 cents and your opinion. Obviously, what Prince says is not gospel. That's just my opinion. What you have said is also your opinion. You know, I try to be as neutral as possible, and we move on from there. And also, thank you guys, man. I'm 23,000 subscribers, man. I'm so proud of y'all, man. You guys been locked in and just holding it down from day one, man. And I'm proud. The Prince Network is now 23,000 subscribers strong. We're building a family up in this place, man. We're building a family, and you're all a part of the family. Anyways, your boy is out. Have a wonderful evening. See ya.